We are 7 races into 2023. We have visited almost every type of track. So let's give our report cards so far this season. First up, who is the biggest disappointment of 2023 so far? I'm going to start. For me, it is Ryan Blaney. They are coming off a year of getting to learn the new car. It's his second year with crew chief Jonathan Hassler. At this point, they need to be finding victory lane, and they are just not. We look at the scorecard. He only has 3 top 10s to date this season, only 1 of those top 5s, and then 3 of his finishes have been worse than 20th. The number 12 team has got to step it up. Kyle?
I think my biggest disappointment is Ryan Preece. I think Ryan steps into a car. You know, his career has gone a little bit of everywhere, but he was a Cinderella story. The Cinderella story that gets in a Gibbs car and wins, and he keeps moving forward. And then he kind of gets shuffled to the side. SHR picks him up as a relief / test / sim driver, whatever he was over there. They give him an opportunity, and he's not really done anything with it. So, Prince Charming is going to stop looking for somebody to put that slipper on eventually. And Ryan Preece has got to pick it up at some point in time. And everything that's happened to him has not been his fault. And SHR is not at the top of this game, although Kevin Harvick is showing some bright spots.
Dustin?
I'll go with Austin Dillon, 26th in points, 1 top 15 finish so far this season. Average running position, he ranks 24th in average running position. Just not the season we expected out of Austin Dillon, especially after a season where last year he won 1 race, made the playoffs, had his most top 10 since 2016. He's got a new crew chief, so that sometimes that takes time. They got Kyle Busch as his teammate. So I expect RCR to pick things up as they pick up things even more from Kyle Busch. So I'm interested to see what happens the next couple months with the 3 team, but it's not been a very good start to the season for that group.
All right, we've covered the drivers who have not impressed us. So who are the ones who have surprised us? Dustin, I'm going to start with you.
I'm going to go with Alex Bowman, the points leader, 6 top 10s in the first 7 races, ranked 2nd in average running position. I'm not sure that many people would have expected this out of Alex, especially last season where he had only 3 top 10s in his last 17 starts. And think about this, just as I mentioned about with Austin Dillon working with the new crew chief, Alex Bowman has the new crew chief in Blake Harris. But oh, by the way, he's only been able to have him for less than half the races because Blake's been serving that suspension. So only having Blake for half the time, although it helps having Greg Ives back, there's a lot of turmoil or change in that sense in who you're working with and dealing with, and still being able to put together strong runs, top 10 finishes, hasn't finished worse than 14th, leading the points. Alex Bowman's my guy.
Kyle?
So I think for me, my biggest surprise is Kyle Busch. And who would have figured that? I think I've always been told my whole life, one man does not make a team. Kyle Busch proves everybody wrong on that, because he has turned this place around with a win already at RCR. The way he was competitive at Daytona, been competitive week in and week out. He has changed the philosophy, changed the dynamics, and changed the storyline of what RCR can be. So Kyle Busch is my surprise because I did not have him here at this point in the year.
It's William Byron for me. He's arguably the best driver at Hendrick right now. He has 2 wins, almost won Richmond last weekend, and 5 stage wins. That is the most so far in the Cup Series. But I do want to see if they can maintain this level of competitiveness throughout the season. So I had a vote for Byron. Dustin had a vote for Bowman. We're talking Hendrick drivers in the mix, and they really have been the class of the field, it seems, so far. So I want to end with championship picture. Hendrick Motorsports versus the field. Who are you taking? Kyle?
You know what? I'll take Hendrick. And I will, just because I think since this is a coronation year all over the world, I guess in England, we're going to have one here in America too, when William Byron wins the championship. I'll go out on a limb and say it. When William Byron is the coronation of him becoming the next Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson at Hendrick Motorsports. So I think I will go all the way in, all in on William Byron.
I just can't agree with Kyle Petty on anything. So I can't go with Hendrick. So, I'll tell you what, I'll change it up and I will go with the field. And at this point, I will say Kevin Harvick. And how about that to finish off his career? Look, it's at Phoenix. We know how good he is there. I'm going to say Kevin Harvick will take down those Hendrick cars and Kyle Petty will be wrong at the end of the year.
All right, I'm going to break the tie. I'm going to go with Kyle. I think it's a Hendrick driver that takes home the championship. But, guys, it's early in the season. We still have a lot of racing to do. So put these in the history books. We'll come back to this tape back in November when we are wrapping up Phoenix Raceway in the 2023 championship.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.